Hi everyone! This is our first ever episode of Falcon Talks, which is a video series of our Neet toppers. I'm your host, Nada Rashada. So, this is gonna be a video series of many stories, discussions, and insightful experiences. So, today we have a special guest here who scored 650 out of 720 in the NEET 2022. We have Mr. Muhammad Sulaiman here with us to talk more about his preparation journey and everything. So let's meet him.
Thank you for inviting me today. I am Muhammad Sulaiman from the batch of 2022. I'm currently doing my second year in Bangalore Medical College. Thank you and looking forward for the candid conversation today.
Okay, so now what we have to know is the preparation journey and how his PU life was, right? So Sulaiman, let's talk about how your preparation went and how did you do it during your PU.
All right, so preparation and PO life. Life, I would say I enjoyed studying because there's one quote which says, enjoy the journey and not the destination. So first it was enjoying more of the journey and then coming up to the destination. The destination is what I'm today here, alhamdulillah, today. So first coming to the preparation side, I completed my 10th. It was the COVID duration at that point of time because it was 2020 when I completed my 10th. So after my 10th, there was quite a dilemma about where I should go, whether I should go to Falcon or some other college. Even though my sister has completed from Falcon itself and she's also doing her MBBS currently in an internship. But then there was always this dilemma because I had my friends around me who used to tell, don't go to Falcon because Falcon is a lot studious. But then the thing was I have to come to Falcon because I have to study and I have to get the seat. So that was a point where I decided ki yes, we'll be going to Falcon. My parents also made me do that. And once I came into Falcon, it was online during that time because it was the COVID. So at that point, there was a lot of thing because a lot of students were doing it very good scores online because at that point there were test series initially beginning itself. So a lot of good scores were coming online, but then that always demotivated me because I was sticking to the point that I should be honest. Alhamdulillah, Allah has given me that guidance to be honest at that point of time because but then even though my rank was about 180 out of 200 students in the classroom, I was being honest and sticking to my own way of studying. So after that, we moved to offline classes after the COVID subsided a little bit. At that point, we started with the offline classes and there were teachers coming up daily to classes and all of that was happening. So we started initially with it was an integrated type of studying because we used to study the PO as well as NEET together. We had daily tests every day. Syllabus was done every day and the next day was the test for that. And Sunday tests were also there. And after that, first year was done and boards was also done. It was quite easy to do because we were focusing on NEET. So when NEET is being done, boards are obviously easier. And second year was, I might not know if you will understand this, but it was a fight for chocolates. So if you don't understand that, then it's actually what Subhan Sir is. Subhan Sir every week he comes and gives chocolates to the ones who score well in the weekly tests. That was a little bit of motivation for us small children back then. It's not really small, but it was the chocolates fight that time because whoever gets the more score used to get chocolates. And weekly tests were going on as every time Sunday tests. And once we finished the portions, we had the full-end test series and all of that start. So it was, to summarize this, it's a quite complex thing to tell 2 years in such a short of time. So I would say that a short thing that was instrumental in getting the seat for me would be that we had daily classes every day and then post classes we had the test every day that made sure that we go and study what was done in class. And then summarizing the week whole 7 days was done on Sunday because we had the Sunday test going on. And then that kept us constantly in the way that we are constantly studying what's going on. And we also had Subhan Sir come up every week to us and see that we are studying well. After that, it was a test series and test series were daily test series. That was the most important part, I would say, because that is what has shaped us in the end. Because even though I would put it in this way that even though you make a building really good with the base, but if you don't paint it well, not many people are going to buy it. So that was the painting, I would say, because our basics was done, everything was done, but in the end, the daily test series, full syllabus test series, was what did the over the cream of the, and then that was quite about what the preparation journey would be.
Yeah, you have mentioned about the support system you had. Even a
Yes.
small chocolate was so
Yeah, yeah.
motivating for you. So I would like to know more about how the support system was there in the institute as well as in your family.
Support system in my family was, alhamdulillah, my dad, my mom, and my sister, all of them are very supportive to me. My sister is doing a MBBS, so that was always a motivation for me to, like, even I should be doing it. My dad's also from the medical background, he's also a doctor. So that was, that type of support is there, but then the moral support from my family was the most important. Be it my sister doing MBBS from Falcon or not doing, be my father be a doctor or not a doctor. But the moral support that my parents always gave me was what was instrumental, and that was constant. Alhamdulillah, I thank my parents a lot for that. And then coming to the support and from the institute, teachers were not really like teachers; they were more like our friends. So we used to always, after being done with colleges, we used to be done at 4 o'clock, and after that we used to have the doubt clarification sessions. So that was constantly there. That the teachers constantly supported us throughout our journey.
Okay, nice to hear that. And the thing students mainly ask is sometimes it's a 2-year journey, right?
Yes,
So at some point of time, you'll be feeling like, oh, am I going in the right way or am I choosing the right path towards the preparation? So you might be having such thoughts as well. So how did you manage with that?
As you've told, as I already told, that I was decided that I'm going to do Neet. So those thoughts that whether I'm doing the right thing did not necessarily come to me. But then there were quite a lot of my friends who were having that thought. So when they used to have this thought, it wasn't a personal problem, but then the others used to have it. So we used to discuss that a little bit. And us discussing didn't really matter much, because when they used to go to the teachers in college, and one of my friend had a big dilemma about, well, he's from North India actually, so whether to continue here or go back there. So it was a huge scene that he made up over there to just go back without telling Subhan sir and just run out of hostel.
Oh.
But then it was Subhan sir who got him back and made him realize that you need to be sincere at one point and just stay.
Exactly, yeah.
So the professors and the teachers in college and Subhan sir were also instrumental in playing that role about keeping us focused. And obviously, like you told, there are times when we don't feel like doing it every time, but then they have helped us quite a lot.
Okay. So during your preparation journey, you would be finding some subject difficult. So for me, it's like why I chose humanities is because I don't like science. I don't like mathematics and I know that I can't do well. So maybe during your preparation, you might have also felt that this subject I have to give some more importance.
Okay.
So did you feel like that and how did you move?
Okay, I'll tell you, since you're from humanities, and in science for Neet, we have physics, chemistry, and biology.
Yeah.
So what do you think would be most difficult for the students?
I heard that physics would be tough for more students because chem and biology you can do somewhat.
That's what a person who's more of trying to use his mind, for him physics will be manageable, but then for one who wants to memorize more, biology will be more manageable.
Yeah.
But then most of the people are the biology people who can memorize and do
Exactly.
it.
It's someone like me.
So the thing is, physics was a challenge even for me in the beginning, a little bit. But then physics is a thing that, I'll give you an example. If you come once to this office from your home, you'll find the route difficult.
Yeah.
But then if you come every single day, you will remember the route and you'll remember all the things surrounding it.
Exactly.
So that's how physics works, because once the initial time when you read it, and I wouldn't suggest reading NCRT initially, because NCRT is quite difficult to understand. When you do the textbook which the college provides, or I had done Arihant DC Pandey textbook. So when you do that, I feel I'm not promoting any of them, but then those have a conceptual approach to it, and once you do it over and over again and you solve multiple questions, that's like you're coming through that route multiple amount of times, and that's when it becomes a lot easier. And what I did for that was, because going through the entire textbook a lot of time is impossible, you're not going to be able to do that. So I used to make down formulas from each chapter in one sheet of paper. So that made my entire syllabus in about like some 7 or 8 pages maybe. So those 7 and 8 pages had the entire chapter in it, and the formulas were there. And now when I give you 7 and 8 papers, do you read it every single day? And when you about take some half an hour to do those 7 and 8 papers.
Yeah.
So you can do that in that way. I would suggest is make the formulas, even for, there's in chemistry there's called physical chemistry, inorganic and organic.
Yeah.
So physical chemistry is where there's a lot of physics type of stuff. So again, for physical chemistry, make the formulas into one sheet and get them written down in one paper, and you multiple times you go through them, revise it over and over again. That's how I overcame it, and that's how I got through the physics block.
Okay. So students, if you feel like some subject is not your cup of tea, it's not like that. If what you see from him is, if you do it again and again, you can make it at the end of the day. So one more thing, what everyone thinks is that a NEET aspirant who will be studying 14 to 15 hours a day, or that person won't be having any other hobbies or something to do. So how did you manage your time, or how was your schedule?
See, hobbies are there, but then now you have to choose whether you want to pursue your hobbies or you want to pursue NEET.
Exactly.
So I would say get that clear first, whether you want to do your hobbies or you want to do your NEET. If you've decided you want to do your NEET, you cannot be giving more time to your hobbies. You need to put at one sacrifice to it, because there are a lot of people, like this year there are around 25 lakh people who have attended NEET. So out of those 25 lakh, I think about 80,000 medical seats are there. So there are a lot of people who are putting the efforts and sacrificing their hobbies. So what makes you different from the others, that you want to do your hobbies and you want to do NEET together? That's not going to work. So I would say keep your hobbies aside. Yeah, you can do a little bit of pursuing them, but then the most important is sacrificing everything for just 2 years. 2 years, and then now I do my hobbies around. It's been 2 years since I went to MBBS and I'm doing my hobbies. But then at those 2 years, 11th and 12th grade, you need to sacrifice everything and you need to keep focused on your NEET or JE, whatever you're doing.
Now I am motivated. I'm like, I can do everything I want in my life if I sacrifice it for some time. Yeah, you can do everything later when you achieve your dreams. So normally what students ask is how a NEET aspirant should study, or how the time schedule looks like for an aspirant. So do you have any specific time schedule that you followed?
See, that's not a question if I had a specific time schedule. Specific time schedule is what is the main important thing, because military routine is the important part. My personal time schedule was, there was nothing like an early bird or night owl or anything as such as what people say. So initially, college was from, I think, sometimes we used to begin at 8 and sometimes at 9. So there was a fluctuation in that, to 4 o'clock in the evening. So what I used to do after 4 was, usually I used to stay in the library a lot of times. So it was completely a time of self-study throughout, and my only breaks were namaz, and that was the place where I used to get my breaks. Namaz and food. Food was always with my parents, so that was a sort of relieving for me. So food and namaz, that's the only thing I used to take break for.
So in between your college studies, how did you find time for self-study as well?
Yeah, I'm coming to that part, because self-study is the most important part again. So in my schedule, at 4 o'clock the college used to finish, and then after that entirely was self-study itself. So till 10:30 I used to have self-study with food, namaz and all of that in between. So at 10:30 I used to sleep and wake up at 5:30, but then I needed 7 hours of sleep. Few people, I have heard few people can manage with 4 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours, but then personally it was not like that for me. From 10:30 to 5:30 is what was compulsory for me. 7 hours sleep or 7 hours sleep.
Yeah.
I used to make it a point that I sleep for 7 hours, because if I sleep for 6 hours, then my efficiency throughout the day was decreased.
Yeah.
So I used to sleep for 7 hours, 10:30 to 5:30. It was not actually 10:30 to 5:30, because I wanted to bring in a little bit of motivation out there. So what I used to do was 10:33, say 5:33, I'll be sleeping. So when that's a little bit of psychological placebo effect. When 10:30 you want to sleep, okay, you've slept from 10:30 to 5:30, but then when you sleep from 10:33 to 5:33, it makes you psychologically more
feel that
okay, you're going according to your schedule.
Yeah.
So it was 10:33 I used to sleep, but then I used to not wake up at 5:33, because it's a tendency to prolong a little bit, so I used to go. But then my aim was around 5:30 itself. So after that, I used to go to college and I used to study a little bit and then again go to college. There was minimal amount of time waste, and most importantly, I did not keep a smartphone with myself. Although a little bit was needed, but then I did not keep my internet connection unlimited with me. I used to keep a basic phone for a communication purpose. That was very important
Yeah,
because a
that's the
lot
thing
of
to note. You have to deviate every distractions.
yeah, because a lot of distractions is over the
Yeah.
phone is what I feel. So very important to cut down your screen time and remain focused on that. So that's where I used to get a lot of self-study time too.
Thank you so much, Sulaiman, for coming here, accepting our invitation, and telling your inspiring stories. It's a motivation for everyone, every aspirant student here. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for inviting me, and to all those who joined, all the best. Stay motivated throughout. Keep praying always, and prayers, daily prayers always, and stay consistent with what you do. Consistency is what matters always. Thank you so
Thank
much
you
for
so
inviting
much.
me. It was a nice time with you, and let's see a lot of more people coming on this side from Falcon for the
Yeah, sure.
future interviews.
So, what we heard is the story of Sulaiman and how the institution of Falcon helped him throughout his journey. So, it was the integrated program with the PU itself that he pursued and cracked NEET in one go. So, it's possible for everyone, every aspirant of NEET, if you do it well, if you are determined, if you are passionate, and if you deviate every distractions in your life for 1-2 years, you can crack it with Falcon. It is true for you and it is made for you. All the best for all the aspirants.